All right, user-generated content, how and why. We're going to go ahead and talk about how that applies to your auto shop and how we can utilize it. People trust other people's content more than corporate advertising is what it boils down to. When you're talking about user-generated content, you're talking about um, pictures, you're talking about videos, you're talking about blogs that your clients and your customers make instead of you making them. And so that will instill brand loyalty, not only with the people that watch it, but the people that are actually making the videos and stuff. Once you've made a video or a picture, I see that Amber's on here. She makes pictures of bracelets and watch bands and nutritious products, different things like that. When she makes that, it it makes her more loyal to that brand. And so not only are we affecting the people out there, but you're deepening the trust and the loyalty that you have with the people that are influencing others. And then you'll see more interaction with posts like this. And I'm going to show that in just a second how that works. And you will stand out. Well, I have this little glowing guy, and your visibility will increase as well because you're going to show up in feeds that you don't ordinarily, and you're going to find influence in places that you haven't before. Your chief takeaways from this, you're going to have, excuse me, I'm going to start referring to this as UGC, user generated content. Like I say, it's photos, it's videos, it's blog posts, it's reviews, and UGC is fun. Okay, folks. Some of the posts that we do on your pages are just to satisfy algorithms, but you should have other ones that garner trust and some of those other things that we just mentioned. And you should be having a lot of fun with it. I launched a sheet about a year ago that had 120 social media ideas. I have that up to about 200 now. So if you haven't looked at that updated sheet, let's do that. You can do that independently or we can do that together. But, this should be something that we're having a lot of fun with. And as we give users fun content to respond to, and you're going to see that in just a second, how that works. We're going to create contests and shareable content. We're going to set goals. And then at the very end, we're going to discuss execution. And so with these webinars, as you jump on here, if you decide, hey, I want to run with this, then go ahead and book an appointment with me and we'll build this out. And we have talked about this with multiple customers. This is a 17-year-old Sam Sadler. And this is my truck that I'm fixing up. It's a 48 Chev pickup. Absolutely love this truck. But if I post this on my social media, I'm going to get a lot more hits than if an auto shop posts, what was your favorite truck? Um, you'll still get some play off that. But if you post something that is specific to someone that they know or a vehicle that they know, you're going to garner a lot more traction. My mom was a scrapbooker, so I just took a picture of this morning, but it has all the little scrapbook stuff in it and stuff. It's real, it's me, and if I share this on my personal feed and I just say, hey, J&G Transmissions worked on my truck. This is a picture of me in my first truck, and I'm going to get a lot of play off this. I guarantee I'm going to get at least 100 likes and probably 100 comments off this. So that's the power of what we're trying to garner. And we want our users to share content like this. So we're gonna have fun with it. We can say, hey, we'd like you to post a picture of your first car. You see down here, I added a GIF. This is a GIF that just somebody made. And so you can spark these through contests and stuff and say, hey, post a GIF of your kids driving their cars, and you can give a sample with something like this to get their creative juices flowing. But if you're posting pictures of your first car and you tag us in it, is basically what we're saying. We're saying, hey, hashtag fine-tuned auto, hashtag this contest or things like that, then you will garner a lot more play off that kind of thing, and you'll reach a lot more people. You can say post a pic of your favorite car and why is it your favorite? And my wife's her favorite car is a Mini Cooper, and she'll I was surprised when she talked about different reasons why she liked it. It's easy to park was her number one reason. So, so everybody has different reasons for having a favorite vehicle. Tag someone that needs an oil change. This is a big one. We get caught up in saying, well, we'd like to give a car away, and we're going to do a huge contest on that. I'm not saying we shouldn't do that, but 12 months out of the year, you can still do a once a month, tag someone that needs an oil change, and maybe say why, give a picture of their, excuse me, give a picture of their vehicle or something. Sorry, I've already been talking a lot today. But tagging someone that needs an oil change, tag someone that needs a transmission fluid change, or when's the last time you changed your transmission fluid would be another good question. These are things that will garner those responses. A day in the life of your car, you can run this as a contest, so it's a week long, and people will just give a little video or a blog post or something to the effect of a day in the life of their car. What does that look like? It could be a soccer mom. It could be, I know in our area, people drive an average of 39 miles a day to work. And so that could be part of it. They're driving to work, they drive home, and people will be surprised what their car goes through for them. So that is another one that they can add. And let's see that car. You can have them post pictures of their classic cars, their project cars, especially will get people to respond. And so let's see that car. That's another fun one. And you're asking them the entire time to hashtag and to tag your business. And we'll go more into that. But a pic of your local car at your local of your car at a local restaurant, and this they'll tag the restaurant and they'll also tag you and your shop. Selfie with our team. This is awesome for website pictures. If you have a website that's boring, if you do this campaign and people take selfies with your team, you're going to have a lot more pictures to work with. And you'll hear me say it that, hey, we need more pictures for your website. We need more pictures for your social media. If we don't have boots on the ground, we have clients coast to coast from California, clearing up to Vermont and those areas. And we need pictures locally. And if people are taking selfies with your team, that is a great place for the About Us page. We did one for arts the other day. That was them at a golf tournament. And so a selfie with your team can be awesome. I see Cisco's just jumping on here. If somebody had a selfie with his big chicken at his shop, that would be super cool. So selfies with the chicken would be a good one to do there. Um, a video about your experience. You're asking them to share a video about their experience with your shop. They can talk about that, and you want them to share that in their feed, and then you can run contests, pick a winner, all that kind of fun stuff with this. More ideas. If they do road trip shout outs to where they're like, hey, got through this road trip. Fine Tuned Auto is in Colorado, so there's a lot of mountain um, road trips to Moab for folks out of Salt Lake City, where I am. Those kinds of road trips, we'd be tagging the shops instead of saying, "Hey, we did this road trip," and showing pictures of you at the arches and all that kind of fun stuff. But then, tag the shop and say, "Hey, thanks for hooking us up with a great transmission for our rock crawler," that kind of stuff, and we can run contests and give props to those people. Breakdown stories. I don't know if anybody in here has ever been broken down. My favorite breakdown story, I was doing about a buck 40 down the freeway when I blew a hole in the side of my engine into my Alfa Romeo Spider when I was young and stupid. But the cabin immediately filled with smoke, and I thought that I was going to die for sure. I slowed down and was able to, I rolled my window down, slowed down, and was able to get off the side of the freeway, and obviously didn't die. But as people share stories, breakdown stories, they could share them in their social media feeds and tag you in them. And just, hey, I wish the EBA auto would have been there for me. If I wish I would have known kind of stuff is another good way to go. but check in at our shop. People take a picture at your shop, or they take a picture with one of your guys at your shop. Like I say, taking a picture of the chicken at EBA would be fun. The weirdest thing you found in your parents' car or your friend's car, this this can get crazy, especially if they're adding pictures of it. I've and especially you shops. I know it's tempting to take pictures of some of the nastiest cars that come in and stuff like that. People are living in their cars, but our customers see that kind of thing within their families, and so friends and families they can post stuff like this, but we wouldn't want to post that because 100% you're going to offend someone. Custom mods. If you are doing mods on their vehicles, awesome. Take pictures of them, share them. But it's even more powerful if they take pictures of those and share that. If they have a billet steel kit, they have an updated transmission, and they post about their new updated transmission. If it's an HD unit, that kind of stuff. If they had an engine bored out to where it has 500 horsepower, whatever it may be, custom mods, really cool if they tag your shop, even if your shop is not the one that did it, you're just the one that maintains the vehicle. And you're still going to give props and prizes to people that tag you. Dogs at the shop, if a dog gets a treat at the counter when they come in, take a picture of the dog with the treat. If the dog comes rolling up in the vehicle, take a picture. If the owner comes with the dog to pick it up, then get a picture of the dog in the car with the window rolled down. You know the picture that we're talking about with the happy dog in their newly repaired vehicle. So these are all ideas that you can give your customers of pictures and videos and blogs to make, and then you will hook them up in the end for all these types of things. Contests, and this one was brought up to you. I'm glad J&G is on here because Brett with J&G had recommended that we do dancing for a discount. And all of us have security cameras in our shops. So when somebody walks in, if they walk in and just start dancing, they're dancing for a discount. And you can do a promo through social media. You can have it posted on your door that if you're dancing when you come in, according to how great your dance is, as to how great of a discount you get. So Napoleon Dynamite here, I would give him 10% off his his repairs because he is really putting it down. Um, you can also have people take pictures with your logo, your sticker. EC Auto has their green ducks. People have been taking pictures around town with their green ducks. J&G Transmissions had people guessing where Chewbacca was. We had Chewbacca come and took pictures around Salt Lake City with Chewbacca, and people had to guess where he was. But you can do that with logo placement. You can do that. Harrell Auto does the ducks as well. They also have air fresheners that have their name on them. So people could take pictures with their air freshener in different places. And then people can also shoot a commercial and say, hey, we want a commercial. And if you want to shoot a commercial, then we'll look at having you have done our commercial. And so Doritos did this. Doritos got they haven't made a commercial in years because of all the commercials that their customers make. So you can say, hey, shoot a commercial for our shop, and if we use it, we'll give you X or whatnot. And so this is really great, especially with high schools. If you challenge a high school or a junior high with something like shooting a commercial, and you tie a scholarship to it, or you tie an auto repair apprenticeship to it, that kind of fun stuff. The more specific you are with these types of things, the more successful you're going to be. And a before and after video is also fun. So if somebody comes in and says, my car is making this noise, and especially if they can record themselves saying, my car is making this noise, and either they make the noise or they record the noise. I have a friend right now that as he starts up his car, it wails like a banshee just because it needs a new fan belt. And I just heard it the other day. So yes, I am going to help him with it. But at the same time, if you hear that, and then after the vehicle is worked on, they pick it up and then they record what their sound is like, then this would be a powerful video for them to make. A video of why you think your veteran is special. And this can be a real tearjerker. You do it around Veterans Day or 4th of July or something like that. If you have somebody that says why they think a certain veteran is special, whether it be their friend or their family, and we can have a little contest where we give away gift cards to veterans. It can be $250 gift card to your shop for repairs, something to that effect would be very effective here. Um, I, I, I'm 100% want to do this, so hit me up afterwards if you want to do this. Video of scenic drive in your area, and then once it, like I say, just tag in your shop. An elementary school art contest. This would be really big for Earth Day. We have had a great response with elementaries doing an art contest for Earth Day, and then we tie a either a $250 or $500 grant towards playground equipment, or it can be a scholarship for them. Any of those types of things will work with the elementary schools. The greater the prized, the greater the feedback on this. We have had up to 2,000 elementary kids that turned in art in an art contest. So yeah, this can be very successful. Even imagine if you just have 50 of these, all 50 of those kids, their parents have interacted with this. And so you're going to have much better brand recognition with people bringing or with kids bringing home an art contest, their parents helping them with it, than them getting a 49.97 oil change coupon in the mail. You see the difference. Especially those of you that don't have a mascot, you can have the kids help you choose a mascot. You can do this in your social media, but you can certainly go to your local elementary school, your local junior high, your local high school on helping you to choose a mascot. And they can do an art contest for that, where they draw up what they think it could be. You can give them 10 choices to choose from if you don't want it to get too crazy. And so this has been very successful. It's actually being successful right now with the Utah Hockey Club. They narrowed it down to 3 different mascots that they're looking at, but the public has gone crazy with helping them choose a mascot. This can also work with your shop. So creating a plan, you discuss whatever platforms you're going to use. If you're going to do it on YouTube, you're going to do a combination of YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. If it's going to be on Threads or whatever it may be, let's discuss that and how you want to get that out. If it's with an elementary school, for instance, you would do a little video that explains it, because the kid comes home, Dad, I'm going to do this awesome picture. And he's like, what are you talking about? So you have a little video with a QR code on that little flyer to where they can scan that, see what it's all about. So you set a budget. This can be for your prizes, like I was talking about with your veterans. If you're going to give away a couple of veterans gift cards for services and repairs, if you're going to do that for first responders or whatever it may be, you set a budget. You set a budget for the prizes, and you also set a budget for the advertising. Are we going to put $100 behind it on Facebook? Is it going to be 250? What's it going to be to get the word out? And then you can also work with micro influencers. And I know I've talked about this a couple times. Don't overemphasize what an influencer is. If they have a if you're if you have a friend that maybe gets 100 or 200 likes on some of their posts, they're a micro influencer. And if they have a specific following, whether it be soccer moms, it could be a Christian men's group, it could be a number of different people that follow them, but that is a micro group, and that is a micro influencer. It can be more specific if you have like a Miss Utah. I know Miss Utah, and so that could be a micro influencer as well. She's almost a macro influencer because she has way more following now. But when I first met her, she was a micro influencer. And then a date, you want to decide when you're going to do your event. If it's for Veterans Day, if it's for the 4th of July, if it's for Easter, you're going to do an Easter egg hunt, whatever it may be. You could do an Easter egg hunt to where you hide Easter eggs around your town and you geocache them to where people have to go find them. You could absolutely do that by Easter. It's next month. You have plenty of time to do that, but that would be really fun, especially if you had like a golden egg that is worth X amount of dollars or something to that effect. That would be really fun to do. Hashtags, you want people to be hashtagging J&G Transmissions, EBA Auto. You want them to be hashtag and fine-tuned auto, whatever your brand is. And then also, if you have a campaign hashtag, they're not going to be as strong. You are not Nabisco. You're not Oreo. Campaign hashtags, I teach against them when it comes to auto shops because you're just not that big. It'll have like 20 or 30 interactions tops, and so it just won't be powerful. You want to have over 500 hashtag uses if you're going to be powerful with a hashtag. So me personally, you want it to be your brand, but let's set up your exact brand hashtag and say hashtag EBA Auto or automotive. You have to decide what that hashtag is going to be so it's the same every time. And this plan that we create, like I say, book something with me and we'll go ahead and create your plan. And as far as remembering goes, just tying this all together, make it fun. With social, you should always make social fun or heart-wrenching, or it has to be something that, imagine you sitting there scrolling. It has to be something that you would stop on or that you would interact with, making it worth it. Especially with influencers, if it's worth it, they're going to do it. Me, for instance, I'm a triathlete. For instance, I'm training for this Ironman in May, and if they're giving away aero bars for a bike, if they're giving away a Garmin watch, one of my influencers did that last month. If they're giving away that kind of stuff, then it's worth it to interact with it. And so, just use the same reasons that you would interact with it. Use that for your clientele. Don't cheap out on this, is what I'm saying. You're going to get more play out of this than say you spend $500 in Google Ads. You're going to get more play out of this than you would that $500 in Google Ads. I'm not saying don't do $500 in Google Ads. I'm just saying supplement it with this. And then above all, have fun. Please just go ahead and hit me up, and we'll have a blast with this. You can tell this is the creative playground for you, and this should be a lot of fun. So do we have any questions? We'll just go ahead and open it up for questions right now. And actually, next week, that's all that our webinar is going to be, is questions and answers. So any questions? Cisco, your audio's off. I'm looking forward to hearing from you.
Yeah. I just turned it on. So I don't know if you want to. I just posted something on Facebook. I don't know if you want to look it up and we'll share it. See if you. I like some feedback on it. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I posted a car, and it just says, yeah, first one to guess the car, year, make, and model gets free oil change up to $85. And then I put in there, or we can donate the money to their local charity. So it's got some interactions on it, but if you want to look at it, maybe we'll make something out of it.
Yeah,
So
I'll
what you
share
think?
it. I know exactly which one you're talking about.
I just posted it yesterday.
And I know about what vehicle it is. So this is not my
You're
favorite
not
car in the
you're not
world, but
eligible though.
yeah, it's very distinct. So this, I don't know. I think it's probably a 2018 Porsche Panamera. What do you think?
The secret.
It's secret. There you go. But so at any rate, Cisco had posted, first person to guess the year, make, and model of this car gets a free oil change up to $85 value, or we can donate the money to their favorite charity. I love it. And so one thing that we could do in here, we could also recommend a charity. So you could tag a charity in here. And so that is one other thing that we could do in here. And then you can send this to certain raving fans. You've heard me use that term before. I didn't coin it, but a raving fan is someone that loves your brand. Like I say, J&G Transmissions is on here. They have a Kroger Menzer that is a realtor. Realtors are awesome as raving fans because they have a vested interest in people knowing who they are. And so if you can find some realtors, uh, insurance agents are great raving fans for automotive agencies, and especially if they have a following, you want them. And so you can give them props. You can also give them spiffs. You can give them free auto repairs. We have shops that do that for micro influencers. You can work a lot of different ways in doing this. We have a shop that has a very large employer that is over the fence from their shop, and so they give props to some of their employees for doing shout outs in their company Facebook and stuff. But that is one other thing that we could have added here, and that we still can, is that we can message this to different influencers and say, "Hey, if you'll comment, we'll hook you up." Does
How do
that
you
make
do
sense,
that?
Cisco?
Like, I mean, I don't know who's an influencer.
Yeah. So you could send this out to some of your friends until you build those relationships. Then you can send those out to some of your friends. But in the meantime, we can find some of those individuals in your area that are just really social media heavy and that really have a vested interest in building their own personal brand. Because you'll hear me say this a million times, that if you help enough other people get what they want, then you'll get what you want. So, can anybody tell me what a realtor wants?
Clients.
Yes. So, a realtor wants everyone to know who they are because they'll make money off of when people move. And same with an insurance agent, will do the same. And the more popular they are, the more you want them to be like a micro influencer. So you want them to be a raving fan. You can reach out to them and say, "Hey, we'd like to have an alliance. I'll be looking at your stuff and responding and sharing your stuff if you'll share mine." And sometimes it's just that conversation, but you can also reach out to them and say, "Hey, we see who you are. What do you think about sharing our stuff? And we'll hook you up with, $100 gift card to our shop, or it could be a free oil change, whatever that may be." But with a lot of these micro influencers, you're having micro contracts with them to where you say, "Hey, we'll pay you X dollars or give you X services if you share our message." Does that make sense?
Kind of, sort of. I'm kind of,
I'll find some for you, Cisco.
all right.
I'm very familiar with your area.
Facebook and social platforms are not my forte.
So, Amber, am I supposed to be able to read your paper? Amber, am I supposed to be able to read your paper? No? Yes? You're not talking, so it won't zoom in on you. Here, can you unmute? Do you have a mic? All right. What does your paper say?
Leads.
Leads.
That's what they all want. Insurance, um, uh, realtors, all those people in those markets. They all want leads.
Absolutely. So they need leads. And they get leads because, and you think about, if you're going to be a realtor, if I was going to be a realtor, I would go and become a high school coach, because you see all the players that they coach, they learn all their parents and they have a new relationship with them. They have this existing relationship, plus they get new parents every year, right? So if you were a football coach on the side and you were a realtor, you would have basically 50 new sets of parents every year that you get to meet. And you would get a great relationship with them. And so if you continue to give them exposure as they share your stuff, you're going to share theirs. So you can jump on, like with Kroger, for instance, and just talk about Kroger's business for just a minute and just say, "Hey, Kroger helped my friend sell his house in 30 days. If you know anybody that's selling their house, he's the one to call." So I would have done that for my house in Texas. My house in Texas sold through Keller Williams. It sold twice. But the reason it sold twice is because we got it under contract and the people found something better that they liked for the same price, and they ditched out, and then it sold again. Both of them were between two realtors in the same office. One of them had a buyer, one of them had a seller, and it was their networking that sold the house. It sold very quickly, but it was their networking that did that. And so I could make a video about how that worked, and they would share that. When we moved to Salt Lake, we actually made a video for our lender because they were so awesome. I'm self-employed. All y'all are self-employed also. And so our funding is structured differently than their typical W-2 in many, many cases. And so we actually made a video for our lending institution because they were able to work with us. We said, okay, this is our situation, this is our arrangement, and they were able to work everything that we needed worked, and they shared that video, and we got play out of it. And so if you help them to get what you want, I don't know if it's still on their homepage, but our video was on their homepage for a long time because we made it. And so we explained, hey, this is why we're making this video. And so that is way more powerful than if you do like a little animated video on how to do business with you or something like that. You have a customer that says, hey, this is who we are, this is why it worked. And so yes, they need leads. And so if you continue to garner leads and to share what they need, then you're going to get what you want. So Cisco, we'll find a micro influencer in your area, and you'll understand.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of those are technical school guys. Some of those tech school guys have a big following because they're into mods. And, I was talking to Taylor Auto the other day, and we started a Facebook group in DFW just for Volvo owners. And it has amazed me how into Volvos some people are. So maybe we can start like a little DFW group about car mods or something like that. And that would be a great way to bring business in. But we'll find some students, we'll find some micro influencers that are into car mods or that are into your community, that are into Allen. If you just so everybody knows, if you have a mayor in town and you do an interview with your mayor, mayors know a lot of people and you'll get a lot of play out of it. So we've done that for J&G. The Amber was just talking. We've done that for her with the local rodeo because we had the mayor sing there, and we shared that through our feed. And so there are numerous people. You just look at anybody that is in the public eye, that's a micro influencer. That's a potential. And all you have to do is make friends with them and utilize each other's lists, and that's the strategy behind it.
Okay.
So cool.
Very good.
Any other questions on it? But I did love your Panamera pick. If anybody wants to get on this, let's have a strategy call. Like I say, I have 200 ideas to work with on this. A lot of marketing people say this is how you do it, but they never give you any ideas. So bless you. So we have a lot of ideas on the table to work with. So all right. So thank you so much, and hit me up if you have any more questions on user generated content. But in the meantime, y'all have my phone number or my email, and let's connect.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then, like I say,
Great.
next week is all going to be Q&A.
Okay.
So thank you.